Alright, hello everyone. How are you all doing today? I myself am doing well. Just wanted to do a quick video to keep the Snyder Cut kind of in public consciousness. No big updates as of yet, and this is pretty much a nothing article, but I thought it was the not fun thing to discuss because one of my biggest problems was the color grading in Man of Steel and such. So to see that that might be corrected in the future might actually pull my hopes up that the Snyder Cut is going to be a bit of a superior product when it comes time to be released. So, Zack Snyder is already teasing how the Snyder Cut will change Justice League's action. Right there, you get a photo of them during their final battle, and it's all red and stuff. Zack Snyder's Justice League is a thing that is actually on the way. It's still a little hard to believe that the fan campaign that lasted more than 2 years was really able to accomplish such a feat, and yet here we are. Well, it really was just a combination of timing and circumstance that helped bolster the movement. If HBO Max had more content on the ready to get people hyped with, it would easily that would push down the Snyder Cut. The fact that they were demanding this for 2 years was just a no-brainer when you don't have content, as well as the fact that they they aren't doing too hot. Consider all things considered. All these media companies need that extra revenue, so they're doing whatever they can to bolster their current numbers. So moving on from there, of course, while the Snyder Cut or something like it will arrive sometime next year, there's a lot we still don't know about what it will look like when it does. Although Zack Snyder just revealed one change we can expect: a change in color. There's a lot that we still don't know about the theoretical version of Justice League regarding exactly who is responsible for what. But there is, if nothing else, one single change that we know when near certainty was a change made after Zack Snyder left. The color of the sky in the third act of the film was changed from blue to red at some point. And it's a very minor thing to go over, but I still think that it can change quite a bit when you focus on stuff like this. In my opinion, if the color grading on Man of Steel was brighter and more colorful, it would have done better, honestly. So to see him kind of pulling back from his own style might be nice, because Zack Snyder is famous for that certain color filter, color grading, that everything's kind of muted and brown. Third act was changed from blue to red. In response to a fan question on social media platform Vero, Snyder has confirmed that one change we will see in Zack Snyder's Justice League will be a change in the color grading of that sequence. It's not entirely uncommon to see significant changes made to a film between trailer gets released and when a film hits theaters. However, Justice League had one of the most obvious changes that we've seen in film in recent years. The image above is taken from a shot of the theatrical version of Justice League, and everything is bathed in red. However, if you check out the trailer below, which was released months earlier, you'll see that the same sequence were originally given a blue color. And they have the trailer right there, which I won't play for copyright-tisms right now. But it really is a harsh change when you take a look at that red compared to the blue of the trailer. And I swear it looks a lot more fun with the blue grading. It's might be just because it's a cooler looking color, cooler feeling color, or what have you. So I I do like when little things like this are discussed. Whether the sky will be switched back to blue of the trailer or become some new third color, we don't really know yet. The former seems likely, but at the same time, all signs point to Zack Snyder's Justice League being as much a brand new creation as a turning back the clock, as it is as a turning back the clock to what the original vision was. Maybe Snyder decided he didn't like the blue either and is going to do something else. And he has gone through a lot as a person as of late. So even though he still has a certain style to things and you can't really change the core of a person, the ideas that have gone through his head have certainly changed from the time of the original production. So I can't wait to see what everything translates to in his mind to screen. Maybe Snyder decided, oh, all we know for certain is that he didn't love the red. And I mean, did anybody? It's as a pretty harsh look, and while there's potential value in that, making the entire third act look the way was a bit hard on. I hate when these guys can't write, and that's what their biggest thing is to be able to write properly. And apparently they have editors, but they never check the work, and so you get poorly written articles like this. Look That Way was a bit hard on the eyes. Between the various details that Zack Snyder revealed about what his version of Justice League would have been prior to the announcement of the new project and the bits of pieces that we've been given since, we may end up with a pretty solid idea of what Zack Snyder's Justice League will be before we see it. But that won't replace actually seeing it, which will happen sometime in 2021. And that is the end of the article. So, what do you think? Is color grading really that important? Obviously, that's a false question, because of course it is. You could just take a look at the earlier picture from before and feel just how harsh the red is on the eyes, how absurdly it looks and makes everything look. It doesn't blend well with the colors, and it makes everything so muted and kind of blurred into each other. Obviously, it's just a quick still shot, so it's gonna have blurred looks to each other. But that aside, I do think that a change in color grading is always something to be thought of when doing something as big as this project, because it certainly changes the tone, certainly can change feelings within people. If people saw more blues and reds in Superman's suit, I think they would have been happier with his portrayal. And he's not a bad. Henry Cavill is in no way a bad Superman. He's just been given the worst scripts to work with at the moment, and so people are dying to see a Henry Cavill as a fully fledged Superman, especially after recent revelations between him not calling fans toxic, instead calling them passionate, him showing off that during quarantine he is painting Warhammer 40k figures. And you have to be an absolute nerd to do such a thing, and people don't realize how deep into nerddom you have to be to even know about Warhammer 40k, and then to buy the figures, and then to freaking paint the figures on top of that. The guy is crazy. He even launched himself into the Witcher role because that was one of his favorite video games. Oh my man, I can't wait to see him on screen again. I'm so glad that they've gotten a new chance at this. I'm pretty sure they're going to be filming a few new scenes with him, because they really do have to get rid of that CGI shave that they gave him, or maybe even get him in the full beard. Superman's beard when he comes back to life is just very lovely, and I can't believe they didn't take advantage of that. They didn't even give him the black suit, which is just awful. Come on. Simple choices right there. Anyways, that does it for this video. What do you guys think? Do you think that a color change is really that big of a deal? Was it worth making a video on? If it wasn't, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Otherwise, if you've enjoyed the video, leave a like and possibly even subscribe. Until next time, I hope you guys take care.